Hello, welcome back to Ratropolis. Let's just get into it, shall we? Today it is Leader Plus as the merchant. Here we go. I gotta tell you, I was thinking about this right before starting this recording. Well, first of all, how you doing today? What's going on? I hope that you're doing well. Today is Monday. It's the 27th. Can you believe we're almost to August? Doesn't feel like it. We've discussed this a few times. Time feels like it's moving at a different rate because of the 2 months that we lost collectively because of the shutdown. And that's a collectively, if you're, it includes everyone in the United States. It feels like we are still, at least if possible, should be doing a shutdown. I am fortunately able to not have to go anywhere, so I don't because despite the world reopening, if I don't have to, I don't feel like I should protect myself, protect my family, and also, indirectly protect others. I'll start going back outside when the cases drop, below 100 per day or something like that. That's what I've been thinking about it anyway. I don't really, I don't have to go anywhere, so why put everyone at risk? But anyway, I've been thinking about this one lately, which is that Builder Plus is really good for this game. Or not Builder Plus, sorry, just Leader Plus in general. I just said Builder Plus because Builder Plus is of course on the mind always, but Leader Plus is really, really good for this game. I wanna do a little juxtaposition now. I want you to look at, and obviously you can't look at this run right now, but look at this run versus look at the last 6 runs, right? The last 6 runs, I think 5 of them had a steal infinite. And then, I really like Builder Plus. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I think that it's really, it really is exactly what this game needed. Because this game was definitely at risk of being way too, one track, I guess is the way I want to put it. Every run the same sort of deal. What else did you have? Potter, higher? No, I don't think I wanted anything else here. I think that this game was super, the different leaders didn't make a difference, basically. However, Builder Plus, these next 3 runs that we're about to play are very different. Each one of these runs is going to feel very, very unique, and we're not there's some, I think it's perfect, right? I think there's some cards that are unique to Builder Plus, right? There's not Builder Plus, sorry. I've said Builder Plus so many times that when talking about Leader Plus, that's just my go-to. I lost one, too bad. But there are going to be some cards that are common, right? Like the cheeses, the gathers, things like that. And I think that that's really good as well for the game, to have some cards that have that overlap. I think gather might not be a common card though. It's like cheese and potter and guards, things like that, where you have your baseline staples. And then you get to have your other cards that are different and are interesting. That's basically it. With that, I wanted to mention that I've been thinking about it, and I think we might, after playing 1 rotation of all 9, I think that now that there's 3 Leader Pluses with a 4th one presumably coming out, again, I have no insider info, but I'm gonna guess that the next one comes out within 4 days. So, in theory, this is how I see the future of this series right now. This is going to be me hypothesizing based on what I believe is going to be the release schedule of Scientist Plus. So, I imagine Scientist Plus is going to release, about when we finish, when the Builder Plus episode goes up, right? So we got Merchant Plus today, which is the 28th. The 29th will be General Plus, and then the 30th will be Builder Plus. I believe that by the time the Builder Plus episode is out, we're going to have a Scientist Plus on the books, if the past is to be expected. So we'll probably play that for 2 or 3 weeks nonstop until I feel like I can win with it with some amount of consistency, and then I'm just gonna play Scientist Plus, and or not Scientist Plus, we're just gonna play Leader Plus. I think that the base 4 characters having it is plenty for me to rotate through and be happy with it. And so I think that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan. If you're interested in that, cool. I mean, if you're not interested in that, I guess you can let me know, right? If you're like, no, God, I don't want to watch Leader Plus for whatever reason, I prefer to watch Steel Infinites forever. You know, I mean, I don't hate those runs. I really don't, but I like that every single, like, I really enjoy it, and I think it's more enjoyable to watch how every single run of Builder, or just Leader Plus in general. Don't worry, I'll break this habit eventually. I think it's more enjoyable to watch these runs, though. And eventually I'll get to a point with them where I'm able to play them as if I'm playing a normal run. You know what I mean by that, I hope. Please. Please. That wasn't actually that bad, we only lost one card. He had like 3 of his shots hit the wall. Sweet. But yeah. I think I'm going to do that pivot. I don't mind, like I really don't mind playing the other game modes. In fact, I think it's they're enjoyable as well. However, Samurai here is okay. I'm just gonna grab Territory Expansion. Like, I enjoy the other game modes, of course, but after playing those 6 runs and then looking back at how every run feels different, like each of these runs is going to feel like its own different run, instead of it's just like I didn't even click the hero power more than once in Navigator, right? And we had no use of Soul and Scientist. Or not Scientist, Shaman. Sorry, I forget sometimes that they're different characters because they both start with S. Like there's no big differences to be had in those runs, which is not a big deal, right? I think it's fine, but eventually it starts to wear a little thin. Okay. I don't really want any of this, I'm just gonna grab that money. So that's the plan. Going forward with Ratropolis, we probably won't play much of, like, I'll dip back into it every now and then if I'm feeling it, like how I did in the middle of Builder Plus, despite it not being, like, scheduled or anything. Just dip back in and play a little regular run. I don't need a wall, and I don't think that these cards are very good. Brute is not a bad pickup here, actually. Loan is interesting. If we had access to a vault, I would grab Loan, because I thought that was a really cool combo when we played it all that time ago. And I'm really interested to try out Deadline now that it's been changed. Deadline, when I tried it the first time, it was not good. The card cost way too much. Costed? Cost? That doesn't seem right, does it? Does it seem right to say cost there and not... But costed, is that even a word? Here we go talking about the English language again, and I get to go, but who fucking knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was too expensive. The card was not possible. Oh yeah, Livestock is just an easy win path. Like, don't get me wrong, this game mode isn't super, like, complex or anything either. I'm just gonna click this whenever. Yeah, I don't care too much about what it gives me. Overseer, hey, wait a minute. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna removal. Mercenary can go. We're gonna removal down. I mean, this run's basically won. Right? Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's a whole lot of complexity to this game mode. Merchant Plus isn't super difficult or anything like that, but it's different, right? Fletcher, different units, things like that. I can dig it. So yeah, the end. I'm gonna end it there. Because I could just keep talking about this potentially forever. With the Overseer, I mean, we have Livestock, we need 2 upgrades and then we win this. I mean, 2 upgrades and like 2 removals and then this is over. And the fact that we're in that position on wave 9 is a very good sign, I would argue. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna move these guys back. And we will then move them forward as the wave starts so that I can have them positioned properly. A little pro tip. I could have, of course, microed all of them individually, but there's like 10 units. I don't want to do that shit. You guys should move now. And you guys should move. I might have moved them a little early. I should be fine though. And that'll guarantee we don't lose anyone here. Because they're going to be out of range of a spit. These 2 might be in range, actually. No, that's more than 2. But these guys might be in range. Oh, and these guys are definitely in range. Okay. That's too bad. It's okay, though, because we only lost, like, the guards. We didn't lose the Fletchers, which is fine. We can replace all of this, basically. Wait a moment, I need to clear my throat. I can feel it. You can probably hear it just a little bit. My voice sounds a little different. One moment. There we go. Much better. I think I probably sound exactly the same, actually. Yeah, we're just looking for upgrade to Gather, upgrade to Overseer, we win the game. Basically. I want to have like 10 guards, 10 Fletchers where possible. I'm waiting on the Overseers if you're wondering why. It's because I don't have to play it right now, and as a result I'm going to wait until he's upgraded so I have all upgraded Overseers on the field. Because from this position I shouldn't, like, I won't take any losses. I don't have to have Overseer until wave 20, most likely. But we should have plenty of time. Grab the apartment, right? I was talking about it in the other episode though, where, I think it was yesterday, right? Where it's like, it's weird because if you actually look at it, apartment is not good. It's worth less than 3 houses overall. But the convenience of being able to get a burst of 10 population is probably worth it, I would imagine. But other than updates to Ratropolis, what's new? You know, not much. As usual, nothing. What's new with you? Oh, nothing? What a surprise. Or maybe something, because, you know, maybe you live in a place where the virus has been handled competently, and you get to go outside. Wouldn't that be nice? But we live on. Play Fletcher guards. We wanna make sure I don't have this wall get broken right now. Maybe I should've. It's fine. They're mostly on the forest too, because this map, it is the forest. We are able to play a little greedier because the enemies are going to mostly just get picked before they can even hit the wall if we get to a large enough number of units, which we're working towards. Labor, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't need them. I'm just gonna be real with you. I can remove Potter as well from this. We're closing in on it. I might need to move back on this side. We'll see which boss it is. Bums? Nah. Because we want our taxes higher. I've been thinking about... This was one that I was thinking about. Last night I was... I've been having some nights where it's a little harder for me to fall asleep for whatever reason. Last night we almost got a 6 a.m. or I guess it would have been like a 5 a.m. Ratropolis recording. Ah, gross. I don't like fighting this boss. You guys should move now. But I was thinking about doing like... just doing some late night recording to switch it up. There's a few times where I don't think I have recorded anything, right? Like I don't think I've recorded anything at like 9 a.m. One day it'd be nice to be on a schedule that isn't so strange. But also, I might just never end up on that schedule because at this point, you know, this is the schedule that I'm on and it's working well enough where I am up pretty late. If anything, maybe I end up going later, right? Maybe I push the sleep schedule back even further. Alright, we win the game now. Remove fruit. I just have to power out, like, I don't know, 4 overseers on either side. I'm gonna move these guys back behind the wall so I don't lose them. Yeah, this is looking pretty doomed for our opponents. Little micro here and there. I do really like that they put in the ability to micro like this. Delivery is just fine. I love delivery so much. I really like this card. It's just a card that you just win the game off of playing, and I think that that's pretty sweet. Hey, why didn't these guys move? That's really strange, I think. I don't have anything else to remove here. I could remove Fletcher, I guess, but there really is no reason. 5, 6, 4, okay. We need to put like 3 overseers on this side, I think. I need to put enough overseers down, right, that I don't die. And then we just livestock gather. We'll get there. It's approaching fast. Next redraw we're more or less done. As long as I have a few... I mean, shit, with just 2 of them we have... Yeah. I love these exponential scaling units a lot in this game. It's one of the things that Builder Plus, like one of the reasons I struggled with Builder Plus, I imagine, is because there's no exponential scaling unit in that game mode. 9-3. I want more Fletchers on this side, more guards on this side, just for evenness. But yeah, with four laborers, four. Are they called overseers? They are called overseers. 4 overseers, 4 livestock. We are gaining 32 attack to every unit. It's crazy how strong this guy is. I'm honestly kind of surprised they didn't nerf him. I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised he is just the same. I should definitely not be greedy here and put down more units. I should just livestock gather from here. Livestock gather infinite is pretty good, I would argue. I think, yeah, he doesn't even break another hit in on the wall. Closing in on, like, he doesn't even get to take an attack at the wall. Like, he doesn't even finish his charge, rather. Yeah. And, like, this is a similar run, where we're just overpowering everything, but we get here through different means, with different units, right? As a result, I like it more. I like the variety a little bit. It's nice to be able to do different things. We are going to want to scale up just to have like 100,000 or whatever, right? We're going to want to scale up, not 100,000. I mean, we are going to want to scale up to 100,000 gold, but we're going to want to scale up so that we're doing higher damage numbers on our overseers eventually. We're going to want to power out to that. Another apartment, another territory expansion. We're pretty much there, I would have to say. I really, doubt that there's a way to throw this one away. I don't know. I think the late night recordings are definitely a little more focused on just me bullshitting with you. Like I've said, right, it's the start of the day. I haven't had the time to go, here's what's on my mind. There's really not much on my mind, because I haven't done anything yet today. Woke up, eat something. What did I eat? I had chips and salsa. I've been having a lot of chips and salsa lately. It's a food that I haven't eaten much of in my like something that I really just never ate when I was younger, I guess. And now I've discovered like, hey, chips and salsa is like really good, and I'm eating a lot of it. And then I'll hit that point where I'm like, all right, I'm over chips and salsa, and then I'll put it down and never eat it again. Or not never eat it again. I mean, I'm already moving towards it, right? Where I'm just like, yeah, I like this, I like this, I like this, and then I just kind of go, all right, I'm over it. Like, honestly, just a classic for myself. I don't like that there's one too many guards here. I'm just gonna send him away. That's how I feel about this one. I'm allowed to because I'm so powerful, so I'm just going to. We'll take a colony. Quartermaster, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Delivery. What a cool card. It really is just a card that's like, you pick this. I like the idea behind it, right? It's a downside as well, where it's like, yeah, so I have this card and it's not going to do anything for me, but eventually if I'm able to survive long enough, it's just gonna make us win the game. And I really like that design a lot. I think it's cool to have cards like that where it's like, yeah, this does nothing for a while, like the quest, right? This does nothing for a while, and then if I live long enough, we win. I think that that's really cool. And it's not hard to live long enough, and it's also just one card. It's not that big of a downside. I wouldn't be angry if it was a bigger downside. I guess they nerfed it so that it is a longer downside, right? It takes longer for this card to amp up. But you can still play it in an emergency. And we're overseers. I'm trying to go to 10-10-10 just because of symmetry. We're there, though. They're doing... Yeah, this volley will melt everything. 8 overseers with like 5 or 6 livestocks just kills everything. I mean, shit, one livestock probably kills everything here. At this point, it is truly a disaster. I do really like these sorts of builds though, where you just get to watch enemy waves melt. I always think they look really funny. Where you just sit there and you watch entire enemy wave. You see one volley go out and the entire enemy wave is just gone. It is liquefied. This lizard takes like one arrow to the fucking foot and he's just on out. Peace. He does the meme of the dude doing the peace symbol and then he fades away. I love that one so much. It's one of those ones, like, I'm not like into meme. Internet culture and meme culture is just disgusting, first of all. I just want to get that out of the way. A lot of, like, when you get into the more popular stuff, it's just people farming internet points on Reddit. Oh, it took him 2 volleys to die. Interesting. But it really is like, and shit lives and dies in the course of like a week, right? And I am kind of saying it was better before, because I mean, just look at fucking Rage comics and like Scumbag Steve and shit like that. Overly attached to girlfriend, those things that lasted like how long? Actual years where they were relevant before they eventually fell off. Oh, deadline. I was excited to try this card, but like there's no reason to, right? Oh, so you play this 4 times in a 40-second period, and you get a 1 second tax cycle, which means that you can say you can probably play 4 of these and then have at best like 20 seconds of it, which would mean that you would get 20 triggers of your tax. It's an interesting one. I mean, I'm just gonna do it. We can do it. I'm gonna pop the delivery and then we're just gonna power it out. But no, internet culture is one of those things. I've said it a lot, right? Where I'm just like, yeah, I would like to one day be able to like study this and go, yeah, so here's the dumb shit we used to like when I was younger. We'll get a shit like Doge War. It's crazy how like we're in like a post-ironic meme culture where it's like there's people who are saying and like doing weird, like strange, like basically the equivalent of Rage comics at this point. What do we have on this? About 20 seconds. So we get about 20 seconds of, but okay, and then the thing is you can replace this one when you get to this point, and if your taxes are a little higher, it looks even better, right? Let me just pop another one. Yeah, okay. That's cool. I like this card. Guys, you gotta hit the enemy. Boys, you gotta hit. Alright, we should not fuck around though. We shouldn't throw this run away. There we go. Livestock gather our population full. Nest egg is interesting, but not good. I don't have to do anything else here. We're done. In fact, I'll just start firing off waves while I tell you about my. We can see if we can get to that sub. If we can get a sub 25-minute run, because I've tried to get one of those. I think there's no way that we can clear these next 8 waves in 2 minutes, but maybe. But yeah, I keep getting distracted by the game. I don't really know where I'm going with this conversation though. It's mostly just like I think it's in high school I spent a lot of time finding very obscure meme pages on Facebook, finding like 400 or 500 follower meme pages that I went, hey, that's like these are really weird, right? Very like I found one dedicated to it was like dedicated to Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide memes. Which I found and still find, because I think I still have a few of the like the memes they made. I went, this is really weird. I like this. It's not even that crazy, right? It's just strange. Like what a strange thing to dedicate a page to on Facebook, right? And it's something where you just like, yeah, and then this joke's gonna wear thin pretty quickly, and then they just keep doing it. It's just like a straight year. But and now I've started to get, because I don't look at Facebook much anymore. I've mostly moved on, but how many events in this one? Crazy. I've been starting to get recommended like obscure meme subreddits on Reddit. Like just really, again, really weird places. Like, and it's bringing me back into my meme thoughts where I'm just like, yeah, I remember when I used to actually like really like this stuff. Oh no, I lost an overseer. I'm losing units because my boys can't shoot. My units cannot shoot straight. It's crazy. And I used to have a whole like have a whole theory on this sort of thing with like the life cycle of jokes and how you could, or like how you should handle a funny meme, basically, where it's like, hey, I have a good template here, and things like that. I've mostly moved on, and even just talking about it makes me go, God, shut up, idiot. But like in reality, I think that the life cycle of a joke is something that's very reasonable to think about, especially from the lens of a content creator, where and I think that to a certain extent everyone does this like joke theory sort of thing pretty well. The basic idea I have around it, I'm forgetting to fire off these waves. We missed sub 25, who cares? Like, it really doesn't matter. But the basic idea behind the life cycle of a joke is basically like you have a joke or like something happen and it's funny, and you tell it or talk about it for a little while. Like something silly happens in your friend group, you talk about it for a little while, and then, you know, over time it stagnates, it dies off. You stop telling it because it eventually stops being funny, and then in like an undisclosed amount of time down the line, you bring it back up and it returns to the limelight of comedy. This is the basics of it anyway. It's not super complex, right? It's not like I don't have any sort of like crazy theory about it. It's just something that I always thought was interesting, because within my friend circle, at least in high school, less so now, but in high school, my friends, they would just stay on like the same sort of in-jokes and memes for months and months and years, and I ended up playing the role in my friend group as cleric, it doesn't matter. Ended up in the role of like the straight man, the person who's like, alright guys, cut the shit. But like, you know, not in like a mean way or in like a, alright you fuckers, stop having fun sort of way, but more in just like a, you know, cut the shit, but also it was like a, what's wrong with you people sort of way, if that makes sense, right? Or it's not like serious, I'm not like, yo, shut the fuck up losers, I hate you sort of way, but in more of a like, you know, running along with the joke and playing my role sort of way. Like a sitcom sort of situation, I suppose. But now, like, they mostly, they're fine, right? It's just, I don't like stagnation. I try to, God, those 3 pop-ups in a row, crazy. I try to keep things moving in general in life, where it's just like, yeah, a joke that I've told on stream or in here, not really so much on the YouTube. The YouTube is less of a joke place and more of a focus on gameplay, except for Ratropolis, where I just talk about whatever. This wall is going to break from AoE archers, and that's going to be really bad. We might lose off of that. Maybe I should just take a step back. I probably should. Yeah, because one archer shot here ends us the run. But, you know. I try to keep things moving, and then down the line, I can reference back to like an old joke that I had do pretty well, like the wicked hack joke. If you watch Darkest Dungeon, if you didn't, just you're better off. It is like I've kind of, it's weird because I've kind of moved in a different direction where my humor, especially on stream, is just like I say something really awful, like just unbelievably unfunny. The joke is just not at all good, and then instead of going, I put myself in an unlosable position basically, where it's like someone goes, "Wow, that was horrible," and then I go, "Yeah, that's the point. I know it's horrible, so even if you don't find it funny, telling me that you didn't find it funny just accomplishes my goal even more, and you can't win." And then I literally just keep telling it, and there's nothing you can do, because it gets worse with every telling until you actually, I just force it into so bad it's good territory. And it is truly, like, it's an unlosable play. It really is. And like 1% of people maybe are like, "Huh, that was a good one." And then everyone else just goes, "God, I hated that." But they keep going, "God, I hated that," because I just keep telling it and telling it and telling it until you eventually go, "Huh, good one." And then the joke dies off and I move on and we repeat with another one. It's really something incredible. I've moved on from like memes and irony into just like pure torment in my humor. and there's nothing you can do. You can't boo me because then I go, yeah, you fucking idiot, that's the point. The whole idea is that the joke's bad. It's one of the most alpha plays. Like, what are you gonna do, right? What do you do? Literally, I mean, I guess what you do is if you really hate it that much, you stop watching, right? And then you win. Like, ultimately, that's the only way that you win. But phrasing it in this you win versus I win sort of way is probably bad for business, because people we as a species tend to not like that feeling of getting one-upped or having one pulled over on us, right? But you get the idea, I imagine. Every single one of these arrows does 500 damage. That's a lot of damage. It's not really a me versus you thing, right? It's just, you know, I play the video game. I try to provide some sort of interesting or funny commentary. But, you know, not easy being funny. Am I gonna do right jokes? Nah. Fuck that. Imagine thinking. Am I right, fellas? Who the fuck thinks? You know what I think? I think that if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good one. Later.